So let's talk about Madonna. So apparently, the Queen of Pop announced today that, she's finally, after damn near almost 30 freaking years, she's giving the gays, aka majority of her fans, what we want. And apparently, she's giving us Veronica Electronica. Now, I remember back in the day when, and because I watched this recently. It's funny enough we're talking about this. She did a video, like it was the MTV interview where Kurt Loder went and visited her while she was recording Ray of Light. And she started touring around. She was like, I might do a remix album, and I'm thinking about calling it Veronica Electronica, which we would like is perfect because for those of you who don't know, if you're outside of the Madonna bubble, her name is Madonna Louise Veronica Ciccone. So Veronica is one of her, I was going to say middle, but she's kind of like the Latinos. They be having like 29 damn names in a situation. So it's just like, but she's Italian. We don't know this. But it was like Veronica, it was a play on her name. And it was like, yeah, that's a clever thing to call the record. And we were expecting because of the direction that she went into where she took like these electronic elements and then put like these deeply spiritual, situations into the lyrics and the music and all this stuff, which why it was so perfect that she chose someone like a William Orbit to produce that album. And the album came out in 98, right? So yeah, even decades later, that record has inspired so many artists. Like when you listen to FKA Twigs' Eusexual, that album you could definitely tell is heavily influenced. I've heard some people say Addison Rae was influenced as well. I don't know. I don't listen to Addison Rae. Addison Rae to me is kind of like Benson Boone. Y'all trying to make fetch happen. I can't get into her. You're like y'all trying to force her down my throat. I just be like, I'll be just like that with it. Like, stop trying to push this chick on me. I don't want it. So I just be fighting. Knuck if you buck, bitch. So yeah, I just be kind of like fighting the feeling and all this other stuff. So, but yeah, she has her, the sound. It has still influenced a lot of people to this day. And so now it's just like, and then we've been hearing that she's been in the studio working with Stuart Price on a new album. Now we're getting this news. And then wasn't there something else supposed to be coming out regarding the oh my god, what is that album? The album that can't not why am I drawing a damn blank and I see it in my freaking head? The bedtime stories. Thank you, brain, for finally waking up. During the weren't we supposed to be getting something based off that bedtime stories era, like some EPs, remixes, something or another. Like I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, quite as it's kept with Madonna and a lot of the decisions she's making. But sis, I need you to get it together. Stop riding your little 20-some-year-old boyfriend. Get back to work and give the gays what we want, which is some new damn music. I'm not saying you got to be out here killing yourself because you've given a lot of us, a lot of yourself to us fans. But I feel like that she takes her fans for granted. You should be out here like my girl Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is about to drop a new album. She's dropping remixes. She's dropping all these little things. And you still just twiddling your thumbs, going out, hanging out on a vacation and partying, which is fine because you should be able to do that. Like you worked your behind off. You almost died. But and then you still got up and went on tour because you didn't want to lose all that money and pay all that stuff back. But nevertheless, I'm glad that you went back out on tour. You did what you need to do. But when it comes down to the whole situation, it's just like, why are we getting this album so many decades later? And do the fans really want it? Because now, let's get into the story before I continue to go off. So it says the 8-track LP will be released digitally and on silver vinyl on July 25th. The album was previewed on Thursday with the glitchy, thumping, deep cut Skin, the collaboration remix edit. And I listened to the song earlier. I'm like, wait a minute, I own this song. Because number one, I told y'all back in the day, Chris used to live in Virgin Megastore. So anytime one of my favorite artists, be it a Madonna, a Kylie Minogue, a Bjork, whoever, dropped an album, an import, a maxi single, Chris was up in Virgin Megastore buying all that stuff up. Y'all would gag to find out how much money I would spend on physical media back in those days because we didn't have digital and all this other stuff. So yeah, I was always up in there buying all this stuff. So I'm wondering because I don't really know all the titles and all stuff off the top of my head, but I have a strange feeling when I listen to this LP. A lot of the songs that's going to be on there, I'm probably gonna be like, I have these songs. You just dug into the archives and just compiled it into a situation. But what we was hoping to get is that with the success of Ray of Light, that you would have been able to release a remix album of like whoever the DJs was at the time that had remixed your stuff. But yeah, in those days, it was all about the maxi single. Now it's not so much because people could pretty much create their own playlists, which is why we don't have like now that's what I call whatever, whatever, whatever. Because back in the day, they used to compile like compilations and all other stuff. You don't have to do that anymore because Apple Music, Spotify, they do all that for you. So they said the album will also be available as part of the Silver Collection, her ongoing career spanning series of limited edition silver vinyl reissues. And they said it's part of the singer's 2021 deal with Warner Music that saw her catalog returning to the company that released her first albums. An 8-track companion to Ray of Light, Veronica Electronica, was originally envisioned by Madonna as a remix album in 1998. The project was ultimately sidelined by the original album's long string of hit singles. Ray of Light went on to sell more than 16 million copies worldwide and earned Madonna 4 Grammy Awards, including Best Pop Album. So yeah, that's why we never got it, because it was like, yeah, it was the original album's long string of hit singles. Because what did she release? It was Frozen, which was something that we never saw before. I remember the first time remember back in the day when MTV, they would preview, like they would give you like a little teaser of the music video and it goes like premieres this week at this time or whatever. And I remember they showed a clip and they like hyped it up and everything, of Frozen. And when they show up with when your heart's not open and she falls back and turns into the crows, I was like, bitch, what is that? We all gagged. And it was like something we never saw before. And then it was like, we got Ray of Light. Then we got Nothing Really Matters. And then we got The Power of Goodbye. So it was like a lot of great singles that came from that record. But I guess because the album was so successful that they just felt, oh, and then we also got Drown World Substitute for Love. I forgot that was a music video too. So I guess with them dealing with all that, they felt like, you know what, because these songs are so damn successful, we don't need to drop a remix album. But I'm trying to remember, because I can't think off the top of my head. Back in those days, when it came down to it, I don't think people were releasing a lot of remix albums. I mean, one of the things I've always loved about Mariah Carey is that whenever she would do like a David Morales house remix of her songs like Dream Lover and stuff, she would go in the studio and re-record her vocals over the house beat. So that was one of the things I loved about Mariah Carey. And I was glad that she was able to kind of do all of that and stuff. So I'm glad that we're getting, in a way that we're getting this remix album. But I feel like it's a little too late. But I do want to know what the hell's going on with the new album. Like, what's happening with that? And I don't think you need to go on tour right now. Save it for 2026. But I want to know what's going on with that. But now it also says the album's title is in itself a throwback, as Electronica was a loosely defined late 90s musical genre of hard-hitting electronic dance music defined by Prodigy, Moby, Underworld, Fatboy Slim, and occasionally stretched to artists like Bjork and Daft Punk. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, because they call it electronica. When you look at artists like Fatboy Slim and Moby, they were kind of like more big beat. I mean, Moby did do like this euphoric, ethereal type of vibe. Bjork always played around with her different styles and sounds. Daft Punk was more like, well, Daft Punk did dabble into different genres, but their stuff more or less was like French electronic music or French house music and that sort of thing. So I don't know, I'm being real specific because it was like different types of genres and stuff they were going into. And then Prodigy was more like, I mean, they dove into a different vibe of sounds and stuff, but Prodigy was more like raving. They were like ravers. So their music kind of played into the whole rave culture. Underworld too. And Fatboy Slim, yeah, he was kind of like what they would call big beat. So optimistically, they said, considered a successor to the multi-platinum alternative wave, the trend, if it ever really was one, quickly petered out with the end of the decade and the millennium. So do y'all feel that with them talking about this, that Madonna is a little late with, oh, well, like Veronica electronica music, it feels a little dated? Because it says that the album will feature newly edited versions of club remixes by one of my favorite DJs, may he rest in peace, Peter Rohofer. I'm so glad that I have a lot of DJ friends that still play Peter Rohofer's remixes. I'm one of the things I was so upset about was that I was way too young to go to a lot of the parties that Peter Rohofer was spinning and stuff at. A lot of my older friends were able to go, and they would tell me stories about going to, oh, it's the Rohofer, so we got to go out and we got to go party and all that other stuff. So I had a lot of those older friends that would spill the tea and tell me about that stuff because I have a lot of a lot of club heads that I'm friends with. So I was a little upset that I wasn't old enough to be able to go to the Peter Rohofer parties. But anyway, or the parties that he was spinning at. But he passed away, so but I do love the fact that I have friends who are DJs that still spin a lot of his things. And I think they still do like Peter Rohofer's tribute parties and stuff. But anyway, so we have Peter Rohofer, William Orbit, Sasha, BT, and Victor Calderon. He's another one that's iconic that I live for, Victor Calderon. I used to listen to a lot of BT too. And shout out to NSYNC, because once upon a time, they actually I gagged when they actually reached out to BT and had him produce their stuff for them. He produced Dirty Pop. So, and it said, along with the original demo of Gone, 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 a previously unreleased recording produced by Madonna and Rick Knowles. So at least we get one new song that we've never heard. But yeah, so we have, it's 8 songs, 4 on each side. So it's like a side A is 4 tracks, side B's got 4 tracks, with side A has Drown World Substitute for Love, which is the BT and Sasha Buck Lodge Ashram new edit. Then they have Ray of Light, the Sasha Twilo mix. Oh my God, I miss Twilo. Skin, the collaboration, a remix edit, and Nothing Really Matters. The club, oh my God, Club 69. Oh my God, you're taking me back. Club 69 speed mix meets the dub. And then on side B, they have Sky Fits Heaven, which is the Victor Calderon Future new edit. Frozen, the widescreen mix and drums. The Power of Goodbye, Fabian's Good God mix edit. And Gone, 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 which is the original demo version. So, as a Madonna fan, I will listen to the record because it's the Queen of Pops, and I live for the electronic and the dance music and all this. So that is my wheelhouse. That's the genre I mostly listen to out of many of the genres of music. So I'm really looking forward to hearing it. But I hope that this is the prelude for something a little more iconic, something new, and Madonna with whatever she's working on with Stuart Price, that it's gonna take dance music into the next level. Because look, people still use Ray of Light as a blueprint for the bleeps and the sonic stuff, and that album still influences people. I can't tell you how many people said like that Confessions on the Dance Floor is their favorite Madonna album, where I know people who were introduced and became a Madonna fan because of Confessions, not all her earlier stuff, but when Confessions came around, they was like, oh, I became a fan. I had a roommate that told me that he moved to New York because of Madonna and that album, because of I Love New York. when she came up with that song I Love New York, and was talking about like that whole vibe of Confessions is why he moved to New York from Indiana. So that's all I got to say on that. But I want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? Are you excited for this Veronica Electronica album to be coming out? Oh yeah, and I heard also, friend of the show Onyx was telling me that Janet is working with Kylie Minogue, possibly on a new song, because Janet did visit Kylie, I think, at the O2, because she's got a big residency. That's basically what it is. Like, if you're doing like 12 shows, sis, this is a residency. So she's doing the O2 out in London. She's got a lot of shows happening over there. Janet went to go see her, and now the rumors are swirling on Twitter. We'll take it with a grain of salt, but the rumors are swirling that Janet and Kylie might collaborate on a song. And I said, with all of this back and forth with Madonna and Kylie, them wearing each other's t-shirts, I don't know if Madonna's actually going to see the Tension tour. Sis, you need to, because that tour is everything. I've told you, I've seen it twice already. And Kylie actually coming out on stage during Madonna's celebration tour, that if we get a Janet and Kylie collab before we get a Madonna and Kylie collab, there will be a riot, because sis, that is the collab we've been wanting for the longest. And if Janet gets one over on you, and it's no shade of Janet, but I'm just saying, like, people it would be more favorable. I mean, I think people will go if it's a good song, people will take it in because it's two icons coming together. But if we don't get a Madonna and Kylie collaboration, that is full on homosexual blasphemy. So I definitely want to hear from y'all in regards to the Veronica Electronica story and the Kylie Janet collab. What y'all think about that? Because I'll be like, yeah, there will be a full on homosexual riot, especially if that news come out during Pride Month. You done lost every bit of your mind. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.